how there's two different types of Muslims, Sunni and Shia. There are a lot of Sunni people, but there are not as many Shia people. But we actually were exposed to 2 Shia people last year, so we saw a difference in practices. We learned that even though the way we interpret the religion is different, the way we practice it, we're still practicing it to the same God. So we realized through that, whether or not you're Shia, whether or not you're Sunni, doesn't make a difference. It's the fact that at the end of the day, you're obeying what it says in the Quran.
How do you shower, eat, breathe, see, smell, hear, and live with the hijab?
Okay, there's actually a really special store where I go and I get specialized shampoo that I can wash my hijab with so that I never have to take it.
Especially a lot of brown people, first generation, or people who come as immigrants themselves, they don't hold on to religious values. But then once they have kids, inshallah, or once any of us, our generation, people in high school right now has kids, they won't hold on as much because they feel because once you enter America, it's sort of a loss of your strength into your culture, because you can't keep religion and school at the same time, you can't balance it at the same time. So I think that losing your religion is going to be something that's a problem, but I feel the ones who turn out to have such a strong faith in religion in the end will be the true worshippers or believers. But I think that's a problem that's oncoming, but we'll solve it.
I feel if you are able to raise your children not correctly, but in a way where they
proper,
Islamic or brown,
and some things you have to let go of, culturally, you
there's
don't
things
live
that
we live here in America. Culture shifts over time, but religion is timeless.
Yeah, definitely.
People that do care about that and are scared of it will be the people that actually keep the culture alive and make sure that their kids keep up with it and stuff like that. I feel for us definitely we're the second generation of that, because ourselves we're Bengali, but then we can't read or write Bengali. So we can speak it we can speak it enough to get along, but then we can't read or write it. So already we're starting to lose part of that culture. So we are kind of scared of it.
Looking at my sisters and myself, I feel very strongly about the fusion. My oldest sister is extremely religious, extremely connected to her cultural background, and then my middle sister is somewhat religious. She dresses modestly, she stays very connected to her roots, and then there's me, who was born in New York City, and I'm very Americanized, I would say, and not very religious or connected to my culture much.
Culture versus religion is an issue that people don't know as much about, because culture, first off, is different than religion. Religion is dictated in the text, or in the Quran, or whatever text you respect or believe in. But then culture is the way how it's the traditions or the customs that people who practice that religion do. So, for example, is probably the food that you eat on Eid. It's a cultural thing. It doesn't say in the Quran you have to eat biryani on Eid. It doesn't say the specifics like that. So there's a difference between culture and religion. I think that sort of the difference has increased, but people haven't realized that some of the things are cultural rather than religious. For example, a cultural thing that Muslim people is that it's more of that the girls don't get as much respect or as much worship growing up. I remember my brother, he was girls are required to stay in the kitchen and whatever, housewives and stuff like that, but it doesn't say you have to be a housewife. But I think it's just something that we've grown and we've accustomed to, and there's only people who can change it are ourselves.
I want to highlight the sort of disparity between men and women in Islam, without making it seem like a Muslim issue, because it's not Islam doesn't say, oh, women are lesser, because that's not true. That's just how these patriarchal structures in different countries have developed. So I guess that's kind of a Muslim issue, but at the same time it's just sort of a global issue. My problem with that, I guess, is when Muslim women speak out about that sort of disparity, you have people, non-Muslims, be oh, well, that's just because Islam's oppressive, and that's not true.
Mental health. Specifically in the Muslim community, mental health really needs to be addressed, because a lot of people they hear it, they don't know how to apply it into their daily lives. They don't know how to seek help, how to be there for others. As a Muslim, it's not just your job to worry about your own ummah ummah and your own group across the world. So it's not just our job to worry about, you know, Syrians and Palestinians because they're Muslim, but it's also our job to worry about the Christians that are dying there because they're just people. It's also our job to worry about the students that are dying in Florida because they're just people. And as Muslims, we're supposed to worry about justice for all people. So it's not specifically a Muslim issue, but, you know, it's something that we do care.
Do you ever like miss stuff in class because you can't hear through your hijab?
All the time.
Yeah,
oh my
but it's
God.
not because of our hijab.
People, it's because Muslims don't have ears, but
That's a fact.
and the hijab is just there to hide the fact that we don't. So you know, it's really hard. It's just we learn to read.
The
lips really
government's
well.
been keeping it a secret.